Hello. A story from my childhood, right? Um, when I was a young boy, my father, he took me into the city to see a marching band, and I wanted a strawberry mivvy. And then he said, "Son, will you be the saviour of the broken, the misfortuned, and the damned?" And I was like, "Well, I just want ice cream." Hello everyone, it's James here, welcome in. Today we're going to be watching the woman whose blood sugar is higher than a Mariah Carey whistle note. We are watching Foodie Beauty, and today she is eating cheesy meatloaf, tomato riceroni, and barbecue butter Brussels sprouts. But it's fine because it's all home cooked, so it's going to be about 2 calories, and with her fibre drink, -5. So we're on to a winner here. So looking at this delectable delight of delicious debris, um, yeah, the Brussels sprouts look like they're covered in sugar. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm assuming that's the barbecue sauce, and barbecue sauce is going to be sugary as heck. Um, I love that for the Brussels sprouts. They deserve to be a dessert after being vilified all these years as a vegetable. The meatloaf, it's just basically a slab of beef, isn't it, with cheese on top, nothing special. And rice aroni. Now, somebody highlighted this to me before. I thought it was just rice that she has, but apparently she puts vermicelli noodles in with the rice to, double up on the carbs. Because we know she's lacking in the carb department. Um, so yeah, this is going to be a very interesting meal. Let's get into it.
I have a home cooked meal. I have some meatloaf with cheese melted on. I have some homemade tomato rice with hot sauce, some peppers, and a mountain of barbecue air fried Brussels sprouts. Okay, and I have some water.
Oh,
So
well
I
done.
just sit
Water,
here
we
ready.
love it. We stand a
So,
watery queen.
yeah, Bismillah. Let us.
Bismillah, her pancreas saying, "Let me go." I never tire of that. So I guess she's thinking that because she's got vegetables, she is healthy. But when you're cooking something like a vegetable, it is quite important to not douse them in sauce, really. Especially if you want to get like the maximum nutritional value out of them. Now, I think she said that she air fried them, which is a good way to lock in the nutrients. To be fair, but she's also covered them in butter. The rice and ronies are covered in butter as well. So essentially, she has lubed up her food beyond all recognition. She's going to slip down her throat, past her pancreas. The pancreas is going to go like, zoom. What the heck was that? It was like a fast car. Um, yeah, I don't really rate this. It looks kind of crap.
Enjoy one of these Brussels sprouts. I hope they're not too hot. They're probably not well. Beauty bite.
They're big Brussels sprouts, though.
Hold on. Mmm.
Like I have Brussels sprouts on the reg because they're probably one of my favourite vegetables. And the way I cook them is I normally roast them and cover them in herbs and paprika. Failing that, if I don't have any paprika, then I will go with like chili flakes or something like that. It's nice to have like a bit of a kick to the vegetables, and that's virtually like no calories really. Um, yeah, so about 20 minutes I put them in for. I roast them whole. I prefer to eat them whole. You can chop them if you want, and that'll lower the cooking time, especially if you put them in the air fryer. I have done it in the air fryer before, and I put them in for 15 minutes once, and they came out like pogs. They were just burnt. They were just burnt beyond all recognition. So if you put them in the air fryer to cook, and they're not as big as that, those are a huge Brussels sprouts. I've never seen Brussels sprouts that big, to be honest. You'd put them in for like 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. You can parboil them first if you want, but you don't have to. They still come out like quite tender actually if you just roast them from raw. So like a lot of things you don't need to parboil really. Like people say that you should parboil potatoes before you roast them, but I don't, and they come out perfectly fluffy and delicious. So I'm an advocate for not parboiling your veg first and just bunging them in the oven. Also, it's a lot easier, really, isn't it? Saves on the pans and stuff.
Let's try these meatloaf.
Okay,
Now,
that
I had no
looks
breadcrumbs. I forgot that I needed breadcrumbs for meatloaf.
that looks absolutely vile, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of just like a glob of meat mashed together. So I don't eat things like cannelloni, um, and I'm not very fond of burgers either. I very rarely have a burger. I'll have like maybe Five Guys occasionally and a burger. um, um, so yeah, like just mashed meat altogether isn't really my vibe. You know. I understand that it's a lot cheaper, but if I'm talking from a health standpoint, Foodie Beauty is a diabetic, type 2, much to her chagrin, I would say. So this meal is probably not that great for a diabetic, to be honest with you, because you've got the processed cheese, you've got the swathe of red meat, you've got the rice, you've got the roni. The only good thing, technically, is the Brussels sprouts, but she's covered them in butter and barbecue sauce. So, compared to meals that she's had before, this probably won't actually spike her blood sugar a tremendous amount compared to, say, the pizza, but it still will do a very good job of putting her in the high teens, I would say. Because the fibre from the Brussels sprouts will help mitigate it somewhat, but she's still consuming a load of red meat, which will slow down her digestion, and then the rice aroni is going to be the carbs that will spike her blood sugar. So she is dilly dallying with the devil here, for sure. Doesn't matter what she eats at the moment, really. I mean, if she had something like half this size that was the same, that actually wouldn't be as bad. So again, the portion sizes are actually something to consider here too. Like if she cut that in half, that would actually be a fairly decent meal. Um, Not like the best, but decent. It wouldn't spike her blood sugar nearly as much. And keep the same amount of veg, half the rice aroni, half the meatloaf. Yeah, you're kind of onto a winner there. But we know she doesn't do things by halves, which is why she's got a serving platter and a gardening fork to eat with.
Mm.
Delightful.
Delicious as always. Right?
I feel like she said that to kind of convince herself it was delicious.
So yeah.
One thing I've noticed about Foodie is that she'll eat something, it won't even have gone past her gullet, and she'll have something else in her mouth. It's yeah, I guess she's trying to mash as many flavors together as possible in order to taste something, because we know she slathers things in sauces and cheese. So all she can taste is like just an amalgamation of umami, really, isn't it? And then the occasional hotness. Um, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if she's lost control of her taste buds, to be honest with you.
I had no breadcrumbs. Okay. So, but I had bread.
She's like Patty in The Simpsons. It all tastes like styrofoam to me.
So I literally put my oven on like 200 degrees, dried out some white bread, and then like pulverized it.
Oh, she's used white bread to like as an emulsifier on the meatloaf. Okay, so that's made it a bit worse because white bread isn't very good for a diabetic, unless it's sourdough. Like sourdough white bread isn't actually as bad because it's a bit more natural. There's no like weird ingredients compared to the regular bread you get off the shelf.
Food processor. Mm.
But again, we're all different people. Certain things will spike our blood sugar, some things won't.
Whew.
Oh, was that too hot for you, love?
And you know what? That seemed to work.
That's a spicy meatball.
So, yeah. Mm.
I do wonder why she gets the plate right up to her chin. I know it's like a chin blocker, so that she hides the gunt and the fupa. But do you think it's to reduce the to reduce the travel time from fork to mouth? That's why it's up so close. She's very efficient. She's time efficient when it comes to eating her food, but she's too lazy to get a microphone that's right next to her.
I'm gonna regret that.
Mmm, delicious. Uh-oh. Oh, that was a moment there, wasn't it? It's like, oh. We all thought that was the moment, don't lie.
My rice-a-roni. Would you guys like me to show you how to make it? I think I did.
Well, why didn't you?
Oh.
That's the thing I'm thinking about. She home cooked this, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to cook all my meals, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show the world how I can cook." And she hasn't even done it. Like some people would actually be interested in seeing how this was made. I mean, I personally wouldn't be because I just find meatloaf to be a weird thing. Rice-a-roni, you just put pasta and rice. But I would be interested in seeing how she obliterates her Brussels sprouts. I think that would be interesting to see. But you know, she just prefers to eat the stuff, not cook it, especially not on camera.
Whew. I don't know which I like more, broccoli or Brussels sprouts.
Oh, it's one of life's biggest questions, isn't it? Broccoli or Brussels sprouts? I think Confucius talked about that thousands of years ago. Greek philosophers. Broccoli
Give me those.
or Brussels sprouts?
And this meatloaf. There's a barbecue glaze on it.
Oh, she's put a barbecue glaze on the meatloaf as well. Good lord. Everything's just coated in sugar, isn't it? You know that song, Sugar Sugar Do 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 Do? I think that's like her recipe book. What should I add now?
Brussels
Sugar
sprouts
do
are
do
like the
do
vegetable
do
that you need to
do
cover your food.
do. Oh yeah, what should I add next? Ah, honey, honey, do 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 do. And then like it praises her by saying, "You are my candy girl." Oh, that's nice, yeah. That's basically her recipe book.
I basically put them in a bowl with some melted butter on top, barbecue sauce, salt, pepper.
Why didn't you record it to show
I
us?
need to get more of those hot peppers, let me tell you.
It would have been a lovely video showing her making the meal and then showing her eating the meal. Obviously, that part's not as nice because we know what kind of table manners she's got.
I was craving a good home cooked meal.
craving a home cooked meal, a good home cooked meal. So we're still waiting, are we? Oh, I'm such a beach. You gotta try these. Oh, oh, they're lovely. I see. She hasn't really made a dent in the Brussels sprouts, to be honest with you. It seems like they're going to be left for last.
Let me know in the comments below, if you can, why you guys watch mukbangs.
I watch mukbangs or mukbangs. I don't know why I say it in a weird way. I watch them because it puts me off food, and that's delightful for my weight loss. I've lost 169 pounds so far, which is fantastic. I don't know why I sounded so smug when I said that. I didn't mean to be, sorry. Yeah, like when I watch a mukbang and they've got like copious amounts of food in front of them, and a lot of it's stuff I don't like. I just think, that's satisfied me. I can just go and have my soup now. So yeah, I do watch them sometimes. Like I watch Zach Choi. I watch some of the speed eaters as well, like Beard Meats Food and Randy Santel. And they don't make me hungry, thankfully. And I think that's one of the testaments to how well I'm coping with my food addiction, is that I can see things like this and I don't want to eat it. Because I guess a concern is that I watch these mukbangs, I watch Foodie, and I slip back into my old habits. But I found that I've not gone over my calorie goal at all. I'm still eating relatively healthily. There's obviously improvements that can be made to your diet. I think that could be said for anyone really. But I feel like I'm doing all right, and yeah, there's a lot that can be said for mukbangs in terms of like a social aspect. They do help people feel less lonely. But when you watch Foodie, I guess when we watch Foodie, we're all watching her collectively, and it helps us to feel a bit of togetherness. So I guess she helps us with that in a way, although we don't all admit it. We don't watch her directly. Do you know what I mean?
Some people say it helps them eat. Some people say it's like eating with someone. Some people say it deters them from eating.
Yep. I mean, it does deter me from eating if your meatloaf looks like a house brick. I could lay that as a foundation on this flat, and nobody would be any the wiser. It's like a topography of Machu Picchu, this plate. Yeah, it is interesting how she's leaving the vegetables for last. She's barely touched them. So, oh, veg. No, 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 no.
Pepper was hot.
Looking up. Somebody said she looks like an otter when she eats, like when they look up to the sky. Kind of apt. While we're here, I just want to say thank you to everyone for watching. You're all marvellous people. It's been a very quick shoot up to over 1,000 subscribers. I've put in my partner application and just waiting on the results of that. So I will let you all know when that happens. And yeah, it's been wonderful. Really, I'm really enjoying doing these videos and enjoying our lives on a Saturday afternoon, just talking to you lot and having a fun time. It's yeah, it's nice. I really enjoy it.
Growing up, it was like a staple.
Breaks up my Saturday afternoon anyway, with a nice bit of a chat and a coffee.
There's a point I didn't like it as a kid, but as I was growing up, I grew to love it.
It does trigger me that she only eats with one hand, because there's no reason why she needs to only eat with one hand.
Like, I didn't appreciate my mom's cooking as a kid, but now when I go there, I love it.
I think she's digging into the veg now when there's nothing else left. You're right there. What are you looking at? Are you looking at my subscriber plaque? Thank you so much. Gary YouTube made it. Do you not fancy eating the veg? Oh, there you go. Nom 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 nom. A delightful sugary treat. Brussels sprouts covered in barbecue sauce.
I'm telling you.
We all know she could have used something healthier, but what's a bit of butter between friends, eh? She's kind of struggling, to be honest, by the look of it, especially with the Brussels sprouts. She's like, oh God, I've got to eat all these on camera, otherwise I won't get my niche audience payment.
So tender.
Nom nom nom, delicious. Come on girl, you can do it. Foodie, foodie, foodie. Down it, down it, down it. That's it.
They look like small heads.
Yes, you're devouring tiny heads. I mean, you should know what a cabbage looks like, because you are one. You cabbage. Hooray, well done. Well, she finished the meal, and I dare say she regrets it because it was kind of healthy with the veg. So, off to Little Caesars for another pizza, I imagine. So, yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.